on the killing of Ayman al-Zawahiri, the al-Qaeda #1 now after the killing of Osama bin Laden. However, it has taken more than 10 years, 11 years for the United States to hunt him down, to track him down and to kill him. Now on your right are the pictures of the place where he was apparently in hiding, and this is where a drone strike that is being reported by the United States is where he's been killed. The windows there that you can see which have been shattered, that seems to be the impact of the drone killing of Ayman al-Zawahiri. There were said to be other people also present in that house. However, the United States claims that when it comes to his family members, they were not harmed, but they are yet to release more details on how this operation was carried out in the heart of the city. This has happened in Kabul. So Ray Locker is with us here on the broadcast. Thank you very much for speaking to us here on Times Now. The man behind Osama bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri, who's been killed, that is being confirmed by President Joe Biden.
That's right. It's been more than 20 years in the making since 9/11. So it shows, the dedication of the intelligence community and whatever allies and network are out there to help make this happen.
Yes. Ray Locker, now that this has happened, the al-Qaeda #1 after bin Laden has been neutralized by the United States forces, what's also important is that, here's a United States and a Taliban that signed an agreement that the Taliban will perhaps not have any sort of association with any terror groups after United States departure from the territory. But that's certainly not happened. He was found within Kabul. That's where he was neutralized.
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure there were plenty of people in the Taliban who knew exactly where he was. Maybe they weren't in daily contact with him, but somebody had to know. I mean, it just strains credulity to believe that nobody in the Taliban government had any idea but that al-Zawahiri was there. He's a fairly recognizable figure.
Right, but Mr. Locker, what does it mean, especially for the United States? I mean, when bin Laden was killed, President Obama was there at the White House. Now it is President Biden there. What does it actually mean also for the United States? Of course, we are looking at a global impact, but especially for President Biden.
Well, I mean, it shows he's resolute in pursuit of terrorists. I don't know if it really changes his political fortunes any, but he's doing the job he was elected to do, and part of that involves taking care of national security. And if you have a threat out there, a proven and demonstrated threat like al-Zawahiri has been, then the president will do something about it. And I think most people will recognize that.
Okay, Mr. Locker, now Joe Biden, while announcing the killing of Zawahiri, of course, said that, we will make sure that Afghanistan is no longer a safe haven to any sort of terror outfit. But do you really see that as, a possibility that one can surely rely on in the near future? Because here's the al-Qaeda top man who was very much being hosted by the Taliban Afghan.
Well, I think what it shows is we probably can't trust the Taliban to do this work for us. However, it shows that the U.S. capability of taking out the terrorist leader in the capital of the Taliban-run Afghanistan is certainly valid. I mean, so we have the capability of doing that. And that's something that Biden argued about, years ago, that he didn't want to do the surge in Afghanistan because he thought we could do the counterterrorism stuff without sending close to 100,000 U.S. troops there. And in this case, and maybe only in this case, but in this case, it turned out to be true. We can do that job.
Right, but it did happen after the hasty departure of the U.S. troops. I mean, it's coming 10 months later, a good 10 months later, but it still took over 11 years for the United States to actually locate the whereabouts and track him down.
Hey, this is hard work. I mean, some terrorist leaders, some criminals go in hiding for decades, and it takes a long time to, find them and bring them to justice, whether it's capturing them and trying them or whether it's executing them in this fashion. It just takes a long time, and I think this, through, the last presidential administration, the Obama administration, this one, it shows that the security professionals have been doing their job throughout the entire time, despite what the politics may have been.
Okay. Mr. Locker, I believe, it's safe to assume that there is still a close relationship between the Taliban and the al-Qaeda, and given the current global security scenario, What does United States do next? How is it going to ensure that, you know, the promise that it asked Taliban for right before its departure is lived up to in the coming few years? Because that's something that still is going to be a threat concern, a security concern for the United States in the coming few years as well.
Well, I think what it shows is this is a wake-up call for the Taliban. It shows that the United States can do what it wants, basically with impunity. I mean, it killed Zawahiri on the balcony of a building without hurting anybody else in the house. Shows we can find people even in your capital. So you can cooperate with us or not, but we have the capability of doing things you don't want us to do.
Absolutely, because the United States has done it before, it has done it again when it comes to the killing of Osama bin Laden and now Ayman al-Zawahiri, where he is now being touted as the #1 in al-qaeda. He's been killed in an airstrike conducted by the United States. Thank you very much, Mr. Ray Locker, for your point of view and perspective. Thank you very much for joining and speaking to us here on Times Now. We head into a short break. You're watching the Morning News Up.